can't talk. I can't talk tonight. I can't talk tonight. Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertanton.com, coming to you with your no frills, the voice commentary from a singer. Yes, sir, it is the 4th night of the blind auditions and we are back for more. Are you back for more? I'm definitely back for more, okay? We started out with Darius Scott. He was 23. He did You Make Me Wanna by Usher. And he started out with a really good sound, but it wasn't very combustible, you know? I didn't feel any fireworks, right? I liked him riding the groove. He had a nice tone and very laid back. Adam chimed in for him first, and then he started coming stronger with the runs and playing with the melody, and Gwen and Pharrell chimed in. Adam stood for him when he finished. Gwen called his voice magic and said their minds were blown. Pharrell called him super special. Adam said he has a tremendous ability to connect, and Darius chose Pharrell because he has an NERD tattoo on his wrist since he was in college. A big fan, I suppose, right? Korin Bukowski was up next. She was 20. She did Cecilia and the Satellite by Andrew McMahon, and she was talking so much about how weird she was. It was so sweet and smiling. I wasn't surprised that she sang with a lot of emotion, very clear vocal with a strange pronunciation. Gwen is the only coach who turned for her. Adam called her cool. Pharrell said he loved the control and that she sang it her own way. Then there was Krista Hughes, 22. She did Angel from Montgomery by Prine, and she carried out her guitar and gave us a little moan as she started out, you know, and I love that when you come in with a little yeah. I love it right away, baby. When she did that, Blake said, ooh, smooth. Adam was the first to turn, and then the rest of the coaches chimed in. Her singing was so plaintive and heartfelt, very touching. Adam and Gwen stood for her. Gwen called it beautiful, honest, and natural. Adam called it flawless. Pharrell said she landed it perfectly, and Krista chose Blake. Janae Strother was up next. She was 28. She did Uptown Funk by Bruno Mars, and she had me vibing when the music started, but then she started singing, and I was thinking it was the wrong song for her because she was working the stage and giving it her all, but it kind of sounded like she was grinding her vocals. It was not high enough in her voice for her to really have to reach for it. She was kind of like pulling down or something. I don't know what it was, but it just sounded really harsh to me. She was pushing a little hard. No coach's turn for her. Blake said she was having a party on the stage and said she was falling in and out of the pocket. Pharrell said he loved her female growl, and then Pharrell went up to give her a hug. And if you feel like giving me a hug, make sure to thumb up the commentary and let me know that you are enjoying it. It also lets other people know that we are over here discussing The Voice. Thank you guys so much for your thumbs. Next we had Chance Pena. He was 15. He did I See Fire by Ed Sheeran, and I wrote he was pretty. And he also had a pretty good tone, though he was a little nervous as Adam turned for him first. He also had a pretty rich sound, but was holding that mic for dear life. I was like, his last moment was very tender and open. Blake said he looks like the cover of one of those clothing catalogs. Adam said he was so drawn in by the emotion. Pharrell said his voice didn't sound like anything else. Then there was Viktor. He was 31. He did What's Going On by Marvin. Gaye. What's going on? Yeah, baby. He sang the first line and Adam turned around for him. I liked his smooth production, though he was a little nervous and I could hear his voice shaking a bit in the beginning, just like as he ended his phrases, right? After he got a chair, he did calm down a bit and started to perform to the audience. Blake also turned for him as he amped up the power. Then Pharrell and Gwen turned as he finished, and Adam stood for him. Gwen got up and ran to him, and she shook his hand and made her case very quickly. Pharrell asked him what made him sing the Donny Hathaway version. He was like, oh, good ear, you know? Blake called his voice seasoned and predicted him as the winner of The Voice. I was like, okay, already, alright, I didn't see all of that. Did you see all that? No, okay, whatever. Viktor chose Adam though, because Adam was so psyched about working with him. Broadus was up next. She was 18. She did Brand New Key by Melanie Safke, and she kind of slipped into the beginning of the song, then started getting stronger as she went along. Blake was singing along with her, and I thought she was doing some really strange vocal things, and I was like, what's going on here? It just wasn't quite, I don't know, it just wasn't polished. And no coach's turn for her. Gwen said she had a fun character voice. Adam said there were moments that could have been more controlled, but thought it was a brave and cool choice. Blake said there's a rawness and vintage sound to her voice, and Gwen advised her to come back. Please do come back. Work on it, girl. Continue to work on that voice and come back. It can only get better. Kriste was up next. He was 16. He did Dreaming with a Broken Heart by John Mayer, and his voice sounded really good to my ears, and Gwen was the first to turn around. He got really happy when she turned that started singing right to her. Then Blake turned just as he launched into the stronger part of the song. Pharrell also turned around. His sound was really pleasing. And his delivery was very honest. Adam said he sang in flawlessly perfect pitch. Gwen said she heard an honest voice and thanked him for locking eyes with her. Blake mentioned Cecilia and pointed out that he still supports her till today. And Cole chose Blake because he knows his hometown and has been with Cecilia. Next we had Alex Kendall. She was 22. She did Right by Echosmith. And she started out and Gwen turned around for her. She had that indie pop sound going on, but also opened up to show something a little more organic. Adam turned for her next and she let loose a bit more, but wound down the song pretty quickly. Gwen told her she had a lot of character in her voice, but said there were weird tuning issues after she turned. Adam said she started off super strong but told her it just needs a little tweak. Alex chose Gwen because she's her idol. And then we had Tom Rhodes, Jr. Reed, and Darius Scott. They all got FaceTime but didn't make a team. Celeste Benton, 27, did Love You I Do by Jennifer Hudson. And I love this song and she eased right into it. So sultry and those low notes were gorgeous. She had her own little style on this with a great range. Pharrell turned first and I love the melisma she chose for the ending with a nice little jazz ending. Pharrell stood for her and of course she's on Team Pharrell. Pharrell said he loved her tone and energy. Adam said there were notes in there that he didn't even think humans could hit. And the last audition of the night was a duo, Andi and Alex. They were 23. They did Thank You by Dido. And was it Andi or Alex who played the guitar? Whichever one, she started out singing and sounded pretty great. Then they came in with their harmony and it was so sweet and tight. Gwen turned first and then Adam. I like the almost purr in their voices on the lower parts and then how they came out strong at points but never too strong, just perfect. Great finesse, beautiful harmonies. Pharrell and Blake also turned for them and all the coaches stood at the end. Pharrell called it refreshing. Adam called their choices unbelievably thoughtful. Blake called the performance phenomenal and mentioned he's the only person to take a duo to the final. Gwen told them they took a song and made us hear it in a whole different way. And Pharrell mentioned his win with Sawyer Fredericks. Andi and Alex chose Adam because it seemed like he was vibing with them. And there you have it. That is the voice for tonight. Did you enjoy tonight? Who was your favorite of tonight? Just of tonight. Let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for your thumbs. I will see you next week for more of The Voice. I'm out. Peace.